Hello, everyone. It's me again, Blaze the Phoenix, and I'm sorry that I apologize. That's I feel my mind is wanting me to do the tier list of Hazbin Hotel because my mind is excited before I go. So yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm excited. I don't know if it's just me or is it just more three the last episodes of Hazbin Hotel coming soon. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait here in case anyone appears in my stream, and then we'll get started. If there's any Hasman Hotel fans out there, like Chris or Maddie or anyone else, just gonna wait here. Hey Billy, what's up? A0, Surrey. Just gonna wait in case Chris. Oh hey Chris, what's up? Speak of the devil. I'm glad you made it here. Now I'm just gonna wait in case anyone else is coming. Hey Snowy. All right, so while everyone is coming, then let me declare some rules here. One, this is just my personal opinion. I can respect yours. If you like a character that I don't like, I'm okay with that. This is just my personal opinion. Two, if I have my own headcanons or not, or have my own opinions, please don't bash it, please. And number three, I think that should be it for now. If there's anything else coming, we know the last three episodes are Ghost Freakers, Mastermind, and Sinmas, which are coming on Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So, is everyone ready? Or most of us are. Okay, Zero. That's what I was saying. Is everyone ready? Hey, Alice. It's good to see you again. It's gonna wait until everyone says they're ready. Yeah, that's one. Alice. I kind of wish Kimmy was here in the stream, but I guess she's busy. And still, I'm trying to develop a healthy relationship for both of us. And I know she's a fan of Hasbin Hotel, but I remember we did a stream one. I mean, a tier list once. All right, let's get started. All right, here is the Hasbin Hotel tier list. All right, so first, never mind about the ads. I don't own them. All right, first up on the list is Charlie Magnay or Charlie Morningstar. She's great. I admire her idea about redeeming demons and stuff, but I do enjoy her song. Like some songs I like Happy Day in Hell, More Than Everything, and etc. She's enjoyable, but no thanks to someone who I won't mention. That's I'll never mention what he did to her. So for Charlie, I'm thinking she deserves an S because if Kimmy's here in the stream, she would have been very happy if I placed her on the top. And same with Vaggie here. She's cool and awesome. Like she makes a good girlfriend for Charlie. Like I never knew the fans would speculate Vaggie as an angel. I thought she's still a sinner, kind of like Valentino, because she's kind of have a resemblance of a moth. But honestly, in my opinion, that she looks kind of cool with the pilot design. Other than that, she's great in all. She's awesome. So she also deserves an S because LGBTQ standards, I can respect it. Next up on the list is Angel Dust. But hold on a second, check the volume. Hello, is this thing? What? Sorry, I was trying to check the volume. All right, back to what I was saying. Angel Dust. He's kind of. I'm giving him a neutral to him because I don't like where he works. He works at the P Word Studios. I don't like him. I don't like him that much, but I'm glad that he kind of has some resolved character development in Welcome to Heaven and Masquerade. I think like he deserves a B because I can respect him. He's gay and all. Next is Husker. Like I never knew he was an overlord before Alistair took him over. I kind of find him funny. Like I kind of find him funny that like Keith David, who did Doctor Facilier from Princess and the Frog, King Andreas from Amphibia, and the Headless Horseman from DuckTales. So he's cool. He's cool. And he's cool. He's gonna go with Angel Dust because people ship him a lot. Next up in line is Alistair, the radio demon himself. Some people say he's sus, so I can respect that, but I like his songs, like and the show must go on and the show must go on and stay gone. He's good, even though he has a tragic story about Lilith taking his soul control over him. So I guess A for Alistair. That seems fair enough. Next up is Nifty. She's also great. Like I kind of find it fun. I like that like she gives the villains I hate the taste of her own medicine. Like she ripped off Valentino's fur off his neck, and then in the end, that she killed Adam, which serves him right, which we'll get to him later. Thus giving Valentino to karma, which we'll also get to him later on. So Nifty's all right. So I guess Nifty will go in A as well. Even though I kind of find it funny that Kimco Glenn, who did Gosselin, Lena, and everyone else in this one. Next is Sir Pentious. I never knew him much in the pilot. Like, despite that being, he's kind of almost like a main antagonist of the series until now. I'm glad he's gonna have some redeeming qualities and everything. And I'm really surprised that he really redeemed himself in the end after Adam killed him. So he's kind of getting an A as well. And I never expect Alex Brightman, who did Fizzarolli, did him as well, like Adam. And speaking of Adam, this dude here, self-explanatory, blah blah blah. He always brags about his little thingy here, which I'll not mention here. So self-explanatory and all that jazz. He's gonna down D. Same with Loot here. Like, same with Loot here. She also like, she just supports Adam, so she's also going down. No explanation needed. The next up on the list is Cherry Bomb, which I didn't expect that she had an Australian accent. I kind of got used to the American and Canadian accent. So for Cherry Bomb, I'm surprised that she's in love with Sir Pentious. Thought they're rivals. But other than that, Cherry Bomb deserves maybe a C. Hold just a sec. Next up on the list is Mimsy. There's no lore behind her, so this is kind of unfortunate. Like, I know she's like a I don't want to say it here because profanity. So I know she's Alistair's ex and all, so I don't think there's any explanation needed for her. She's going down with Adam and Loot. Lucifer, he's really great. He's great. Like, I enjoyed his Hell's Greatest Dad song, and I'm glad that he literally obliterated Adam to oblivion before Nifty killed him in the last second. So for Lucifer being a cool dad and all, despite having ADHD, I don't know how to spell that. He's going up in S tier. He's great and all. Next up is Lilith. I don't know why. I don't know why how Lucifer and Lilith like divorced since Lucifer's debut. So all we have to see her is just in the end of the last episode with no lines. So I'm guessing she gets a B. Like, there's gotta be a season 2 of Hazbin Hotel somehow. If maybe an A or B. Chat, let me know. Like, what do you think of Lilith deserves to be ranked at? So again, just to recap, like, what do you guys think of placing Lilith, either in A or B? A B for Chris, B for Snowy. I guess the chat is saying B, so fair enough for her if we ever get to see her again. Next up is Kiki, Charlie's pet cat. I didn't see her much, but I think she deserves an A rank. Like, she's cute and all, being a house key and everything. Next up on the list is Razzle and Dazzle, which, like, there's like, I don't know about these characters until in the final end they become dragons. So it's kind of a shame that one of them died, but at least one of them lived. So I think they make great protect guardians or pets too, Charlie. So along with Kiki, I'm thinking they deserve be an A rank as well. Next up on the list is the Egg Boys, or one of them, Frank, obviously. The Egg Boys, I'm not sure. Like, Frank is the only one. If only one of these images would have Frank separately from the others. So obviously for the Egg Boys, despite them being funny and being the minions, being like the minions from Despicable Me, I think they deserve to be B. Like, they're just like a little bit funny and all. Next is Fat Nuggets, Angel Dust's pet pig. I know the fandom like adore him very much, so I'm not going to complain. So maybe just for the hell of it, I mean, literally, like, I'm placing Fat Nuggets in S because I don't want to make the fans angry and all. Next is Carmela Camaro, I think. I forgot her name. Well, I think it's Carmela. She makes a great teacher for Vaggie in Hello Rosie. I'm thinking that she makes a great mom, despite that everything that she's been through. But I like her battle tactics and everything, and her daughter's like creating weapons of all things. So for Carmela, despite that she's being close to Vaggie, I think she deserves an A. Next is Zestial, one of the other overlords. Uh, I don't think there's some explanation needed. That Zestial is just Zestial. I'm just gonna stick with him A because there's no explanation of him. It's gonna place him with Carmela because I ship him, because why not? I believe he might make a great stepdad for Carmela's kids. Next is Rosie, Alistair's so-called girlfriend. She definitely makes a great therapist in hell, despite that she died in hell. But she could have like definitely redeemed herself in the Hazbin Hotel, despite being like being an anti-figure to Charlie. So yeah, I think Rosie deserves to be an A tier along with Alistair. Next is Susan. I never get to know her despite except one scene in the end that she's being mean to Charlie, even though she kind of changed. So I don't know her much, so she's going with Adam, Lute, and Mimsy. Next is Valentino. Valentino, this is the most self-explanatory thing out of the chat and everyone in the fandom. There's no explanation needed. We know that like he abused Angel Dust, so he's going in D. Next is Velvet. She's great. Like, I kind of enjoy her respectless song. She kind of deserves a spotlight. She deserves to be in B rank, I think. Like, despite that her song's great and all. Next is Fox, like, I enjoyed his "Stayed Gone" song, and I enjoyed his "Stay Gone" song, so I think he deserves an A. Also, for LGBTQ standards, and yes, both Vox and Valentino are a thing, but I don't care. I enjoyed Vox's song. Next is Katie Killjoy. I know she's like really bad, and like I still kind of funny. I kind of find it funny that Brandon Rogers, who did Blitz, did Katie. So despite that, she's like pretending to be a drag, and she's being mean to Charlie and all since the pilot. So I think she also deserves to be. So chat, let me know in the comments. Like, what do you think Katie deserves to be in? Either C or D. To answer, sorry, Alice. Just to answer your question, when you said even his fan made songs, like what in Husker and Angel Dust, like Addict or Poison? Just answering that question. Sorry. Hey, Rich. Carmela Carmine. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I guess everyone. I guess everyone would like rank her a D. So thank you. I guess. Sorry, Katie. You make the worst news reporter ever. Next is Tom Trench. I believe he's just a running gag kind of guy. There's nothing explained to him. He's, there's nothing to explain to him at all. But I remember in the Hazbin Hotel or Hell of a Boss merch commercials I saw on YouTube that Tom, since we don't know him much, he deserves it C because nothing original is gonna happen except for like he got coffee spilled in his crotch, being lit on fire, and just always be abused by Katie all the time. Next is Travis. We didn't get to see him much, so no explanation needed. He deserves a C. We didn't get to know him much, sadly. Next is Emily. She's really cool, and I love the idea. I like how she like supports Charlie's idea. So again, no explanatory needed. She deserves an S. Like she's really supportive of Charlie, and I hope in season 2 that Emily will still support Charlie, even though I've been hearing even though I've been reading up some fan made comics and music videos that Emily will be a fallen angel like Lucifer. Next is Sarah, the Seraphim. So I don't know why like Adam, like she listened to Adam. So I'm like a little bit neutral to her, despite that many of the fandom like giving false fingers to Sarah. So so again, like with Katie and Lilith, chat, give me your opinions on Seraphim. I mean Sarah, and then what do you guys rank her? B tier for Sarah, for Alice. C rank for Chris. Luke is neutral. And also if there's anyone who like types C in the chat, like I kind of agree that like even though Lilith, I mean Sarah, like joined Adam's side, but she's like I'm not sure if she's like making excuses if it's possible demons can redeem themselves and then all the way up to heaven since Sir Pentious is the first guy to be redeemed despite Adam killing him. So yeah, Sarah deserves a C. Next is St. Peter's. We don't know him much, so he kind of deserves a C as well, I think. Next is Molly, Angel Dust's sister. We didn't get to see her much as either, even though I've seen Vivzi's early projects that she made Molly. And same with Angel Dust's brother Arachnis and his father Henroin, I think that's his name. So Molly kind of deserves at C because we didn't get to see her much. All right, now we're on to Hell of a Boss. We're like 2 months away from the last episode of season 2, which I'm a little bit stoked for. But but deep down, like I said, this is my opinion. You better understand. So let's get started. First up on the list is Blitz O. I remember talking to Chris, since he's in the chat. I remember talking to Chris since Apology Tour came out. Blitz definitely has no character development whatsoever. The first time he gained sympathy is in Truth Seekers when he cared about Moxie, then goes back to having that personality again, giving Stolas the mean look and never gives a F to Moxie over and over again, except for being friends with Fizzy again, which we'll get to him later. So again, that Blitz has no character development whatsoever. He always gives whenever he's near Stolas, he just uses him as an excuse or gives him the mean look, and always gives Moxie a mean look too. He never cares about him. Despite many episodes he's been through, but he's always jumping back to his personality. There's no character development, sympathy, or arc for him. It's just bounce back over and over again, except for Oops and Maymont's Magnificent Musical. So I hope you guys understand. So for Blitz, I'm ranking him D. Even though in one time in my tier list when I was talking to Kimmy, she ranked him at A, but to me I rank him at D. If she sees this, I apologize for that. So I hope you understand that. Next up is Moxie. I enjoy Moxie, and I find it funny that Richard Steven Horvitz, who did Chaos from Skylanders and Zim from Invader Zim, and Billy from Mandy and Billy, the Grim Adventures of Mandy and Billy, did Moxie, so he deserves some love. Despite that he has a toxic past he's been through before, he deserves some love. So, wait, quick question from the chat. How do you rank Moxie? S or A tier? A tier, Moxie S tier. Okay, I guess Moxie deserves some love. Well, congratulations, Moxie. You're an S tier. You deserve to be loved. And speaking of love, next up is Millie May. She also deserves some love, but not that much. But we know in the episode Unhappy Camper, she steals the spotlight and then thus making Moxie and Millie have a little bit of a tough time relationship despite hating the episode. So I think for Millie, again, what would you guys rank her? S or A? Because I don't want to let that happen in the episode Unhappy Campers that she's just being too careless and everything. So how would you guys rank her? In your opinion, that is. And to answer your question, Snowy, if he's here, that I understand what you said, but I think you were right on that about the character part. What you said. A tier familiar for Alice. A for Luke. Yeah, that's definitely true, Chris. Like, I'm glad you were following on the same page. So yeah, I think Millie deserves A. She, even though I still love them as a couple, but yeah, Chris is right. Next is my bird boy Stolas. Despite that, like the same thing that happened to Moxie, like having a bad pass and a bad dad, he deserves some love, and also deserves some love after Blitz giving him the mean look and everything. I hope he's doing okay with his new boyfriend of his. So for Stolas, I rank him S because self-explanatory. I'm a Birdman and I love him very much, and I still have him as my rascal form. Next is Luna. I'm glad that Erica Lindbeck like came back voicing her again, and so for Luna, despite being mean to Moxie and having a tragic past again, like everyone else, that I'm feeling a little neutral to her, despite the fans like being like drawing some crazy fan art of her doing some crazy things and whatnot. So since I'm being neutral to her, I'm thinking either B or C. I'm thinking B is fair enough, like for me, I guess. Next is Striker. I kind of like missed him. I kind of miss Norman Reedus voicing him, and now since Edward Bosco is still in the show, so despite him being despite him like being so evil and everything and almost killing Stolas, I'm thinking that since he's got all the swagger and everything, so I'm just gonna rank him a D because like I kind of feel bad like Stolas getting punished, getting hurt by this guy. Next is Chaz. So self-explanatory like Adam. Self-explanatory just like Adam. He deserves D because he's just nothing but a cheater and everything, and also blames about his whatchamacallit like Adam. Next is Verosika Mayday. She's great, but um, her design is like a little bit distracting. Like not like because of the only thing that her design is only distracting me is whenever she dresses up, whenever she dresses, or because of her legs. Like it's so distracting. So because I know every succubus or incubus always attracts people's attention to steal their love, like changelings. So again, that's like, what would you guys rank for Verosika? Hey, Frankie. Just gonna wait for the chat if you think of ranking Verosika, despite that her design is being so distracting. I guess like it's up to me now. Like I guess everyone's ASSG4 polarizing. Okay, I can see that 0. I guess everyone said A, so I guess fair enough. Like despite that, she's like being mean to Blitz, but I guess like, and I'm glad she's kind of friends with Blitz now. But even though Blitz deserves a hate, I decide maybe Veroska deserves a spotlight. She deserves some love and all, despite Blitz like being used as a toy. Next is Vortex, who's voiced by Osmodius. We'll get to him soon. And Osmodius, Lance Strongbow from Tangled, the series, and Taurus Bulba from 2017 DuckTales. Despite not seeing him much and at least a cameo in the latest episode, I'm thinking that he also deserves an A or a B. Like, even though we didn't get to see him much, but he's cool. I'm thinking A because, maybe. I think so. Next is the robot clone of Fizzle. So for Fizzy, like I still kind of find so. Little quick question, Chad. Like, do you think I have to like make my opinions on both Fizzies or just one? Just one. All right. I guess like I can do one of them. Right. So for Robo Fizz, despite not seeing him much, but I remember a channel like I said before, like it's IAO something. So despite not seeing him, but many fans have been speculating if there's a short like with Millie and Sally Mae, like if Fizzy and Blitz like are at abandoned Lululand, and then we might see the Robo Fizz again, but all withered up. So despite not seeing him, he kind of deserves B tier as well, maybe. Next is the official Fizzarali. Like I enjoyed his like arc and everything. I enjoyed his arc since Oops and Maymon's biggest musical. Like Fizzy, despite having a tragic past, like I feel bad for him that he lost his horns and lost his limbs. So self-explanatory. Like I like his songs and everything. Fizzy deserves an S tier because he's cool. He's cool. Next is Osmodius. For Oz, like he's cool and everything. So self-explanatory. Again, like I think Oz deserves an S tier with Fizzy because LGBTQ. I support them. Next is Maimon, or and in the chat calls him Mammon. All right, thanks for the answer, Alice. Thank you. Right, from Mammon or Maimon, he's like so abusive and every Fizzy, and I remember in a chat in the last live stream that Chris like mentioned that he looks like Adam. I mean, yeah, because he they both have the fat stature, the face mask, and the horns. So Adam easily enough deserves to be in D rank, despite we might see him again in the other episodes. Next is Beelzebub, the Queen of Gluttony. And I know I said this before, Diesel like used to be my crush before I had Kimmy. So originally in my tier list, which I should have told you a long time ago, that me and Kimmy kind of ranked like some characters like Luna and Millie S tier originally. But despite that, I'm releasing my own opinions here, along with Chris and the others. So now, what do you guys rank Beazle, S or A? Like, since she's no longer my crush anymore. S for Snow. True Zero. Like, since it's true that like her design is almost like a bumblebee, like because of the yellow and the wings and her and her domain kind of look like a honeybee, especially with some of the shapes are kind of like honeycombs. A rank for Beazle. That's fair enough. Sorry, Beazle, you used to be my crush, but not anymore. Next is Agent 1 and Agent 2. Despite them like being annoying, so this might be an easy take. They're both D tier. Like, there's no explanation needed for these two. Despite we saw them again in the last episode. Next is Stella Go Isha. So we all know that we all hate Stella despite being abusive to Stolas and being abusive to Stolas, hired Striker for killing him. But like from what I remember in the AO or is it LMAO, like mentioned by Alice, like he said that like we might get like an origin story of how Stella became so abusive. So for Stella, this is self-explanatory. So she's easily a D because we don't like her much. Next is Andrelphus. I remember I told you in my post that like I see Andrelphus as a good guy. Like since he saved Stolas, like he kind of saved Stolas' life despite Striker killing him. So again, that what's your opinions on Andrelphus, guys? Yeah, it's true. SSG4. I had a crush on Beelzebub before I had Kimmy as my best birthday present. It's true. SSG4. Yeah. I'm glad I answered that question, SSG4. So I guess Chris, like, you give him. Chris said C. Well, for my opinion, that like I think Andrelphus deserves a B because despite saving Stolas' life, who knows, he might either be joining Stolas' side or Stella's side. Next is Octavia. She's been through worse like since her 2 episodes, seen stars in Lululand. So like with the last tier list I went through last time, that like I think she deserves an S. Like she deserves to be loved. This and I kind of even though she's like a little asexual, but I don't mind. She deserves some love. Despite that, I used her in past boost, but she's good. Next is Paimon. Self-explanatory, like every hell of a boss dad, abusive, toxic, and everything. And following behind him is Cash Bucko, and another toxic dad, Crimson. So I guess it's self-explanatory. They're all bad dads. So self-explanatory. They all deserve to be in D, despite being toxic dads. I hope the chat gets my point. Oh, I did not know that, Chris. But we do know. But you do know Octavia is a minor, right? Like I used to have a crush on her, but now I'm like 19. She's like younger. So yeah, just gonna wait for the chat if they sum up their thoughts about these 3 toxic dads like Paimon, Bucko, and Crimson. I think Alice and Snowstorm. I think Alice is like if Alice is a. I guess Alice is busy. All right, next is Moxie's mom. It's a shame that she died, but many people speculate that's not her. So I think she deserves D. She deserves, despite not being an A tier, but she deserves to have some little bit of love. Whoops. Next is Tilla. Same tragic story with Moxie's mom, even though we didn't get to see her in her animated when she's animated. So despite her being dead, I think. So same with Moxie's mom. She deserves a C tier or B tier. I think I'm just gonna stick with C, despite not seeing her much. Next is Barbie Wire. We only saw her in one episode, but we didn't get to see her much. Even though Unhappy Campers is a letdown of an episode. So despite not seeing Barbie Wire, which what the fans are hoping, so I'm thinking that I rank her C or D. What would you guys rank her? That's okay, SSG4. I can respect that. And like I said, what would you guys rank Barbie Wire, despite not seeing her much? And still, I still find that part where Barbie just shakes her tailgate, they're just pretty gross. Insufferable. Just gonna wait for everyone else to respond. I guess it's just Chris. Oh well, but yeah, he's right that she deserves a D, despite we didn't see her much. Next is Sally Mae, who is transgender. So for Sally, for Hawaii, who respect to LGBTQ, she deserves it. She deserves it, and I'm glad that they made a short about her and Millie. They kind of give me both Kimmy and Suki vibes. If you haven't read Creationverse, go check out her channel on Wattpad.com. Next is Wally Wackford. He's a little bit like Book and Tea guy from SML. So despite him just being just annoying dude who just has many jobs and scamming, so I rank him C, despite him a little bit annoying and such. Next is this kid, which I forgot his name. All I remember, he's just being so abusive to Moxie, Million Loon, and the main cast. He deserves D. No explanation needed. Same with Martha. She cheated on her husband. She cheated on Martha's husband and everything. Despite that, she and Martha are together. And Mayberry. So speaking of Mayberry, it's I feel bad for that she cheated on her. She got cheated and ended up here. So despite her being with Martha secretly, I am maybe thinking A, B, or C. How would you rank her? I did see that, Alice. I saw the Transformers 1 trailer. I love it very much, but in case you missed my post, that is, I said my opinion. You mean Millie, Chris? I guess a C rank for Miss Mayberry. All right. Next is Loopty Goopty and La Lipton. But still kind of funny that two of the characters for Loopty, that he has Brendan Rogers, who did Blitz, voiced him, and Lyle Lipton turned into Big Weld from Robots, which kind of had me that vibe. So for Loopty and Lyle, despite not seeing them much, they're just background or minor characters. So I think they're C rank. Then for the Cherubs, well, this is kind of self-explanatory since me and Kimmy did this once. So for Colin, who out of cherubs is Colin. Like, despite him like not being the curseable kind of guy, the cursing kind of guy, and many fans have been speculating that, well, like in that episode, like when the light's shown on Colin, like it shows that meaning he's gonna go back to heaven except for Cletus and Keeney. So for Colin, he deserves A, and for Cletus and Keeney, um, I think they deserve C or D. I think D's fair enough. Like they're not so good cherubs; they suck. Next is the character Vivzy voice acted, Deary, or the Bambi look-alike. Despite doing that, yeah, sorry, Dad, I'm afraid you'll kill the human, so you won't be coming back. Yeah, no. Yeah, sorry, no. Like, funny fact, Kimmy kind of like when she does that no kind of part. So I have no opinions on her, despite being a one minor character. So how would you guys rate her? How would you guys rate her? A B. I guess like a C rank is fair enough. Thank you, Chris. Also, if Snowstorm is here again, or he might, if he's not busy, like it would be an interesting concept if there's a smiling critter relating to a deer. That'd be really cool. I think that would work. Like, despite like, never mind, I'm going off topic. Sorry. I guess C is fair enough for her. Next is Dennis. Like, we didn't get to see him much, so I think he only made one or two appearances. I think that's it. Like, so for Dennis, we didn't get, to, despite not seeing him, deserve C. Next are the Glitz and Glam sisters. Like, despite them like being mean to Fizzy, they make excellent performers. And also, they like remind me of the show called Panty and Stocking, like the Demon Sisters, Scanty and Knee Socks, a little. And also, yeah, I think they both remind me of Scanty and Knee Socks from that show. So despite them like being mean to Fizzy and they kind of won, I think. I think like, do you guys prefer to them and C or D again? Hey, Davion. Right, we got C from Alice. I guess like a C tier or a D tier. So I'm, despite them being mean, like I'm being mean to Fizzy. So I think they both deserve to be in C tier. I mean D tier. Next is this fanboy. This fanboy who's being abused to the Blitz. I mean Fizzy. So easily enough, he deserves D. But I'm glad he deserved to be killed. Next is the kid who sign languages. I'm surprised this kid knows how to do sign language. I mean, fun fact, like I kind of do sign language when I was little. Like despite him having no voice box or like have a little disability, he deserves some love. So fair enough. Like I think he deserves A. If he was here again at Aussie's, like I would rank him S tier along with Fizzy and Oz. That'd be fair enough. Here we have the last two characters. The last one, here we have Visago, which people speculated that he and Blitz, that I think they speculated him to be Stolas's lawyer. But also, fun fact, like I think I remember seeing him in the Hazbin Hotel pilot when Vaggie tells Angel Dust about Alistair's story. Like I think he appeared there despite him not being an overlord. So since like I think Visago, despite not seeing him, and I like birds, so I think a B tier is fair enough to Andrelphus. And last but not least is Stolas' new boyfriend, aka the Better Than Blitzer guy, despite not having to have a name. Like I've just even though Stolas enjoys his new life with his new boyfriend, who doesn't get a name, I'm thinking that he might also get placed at A. I hope Blitz might have some resolved character development. So yeah, I think that's all the Hazbin Hotel and the Helluva Boss characters we have. Was that Alice? Wait, so you said that the kid who has no voice box, his name is Oliver? And I didn't know that Stolas' new boyfriend is voiced by the actor that Lamppost kind of mentioned. So thanks for telling me that. So yeah, I think that's all to do it for now. I think that's all the Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss characters, in my opinion. So yeah, and even though we might see some new characters, like people say Leviathan, and Satan are going to be here next. So yeah, thank you for watching the Hazbin Hotel live stream. Wait, sorry. It was Visago? Oh, sorry, Alice. I did not know Perito's voice actor did Visago, not Stolz's new boyfriend. Sorry. But as I was saying that, like, thank you for watching my live stream, my probably last live stream before I go next month, even though there's going to be a last video I aired on me and Kimmy's early 7-month anniversary, which you'll see soon. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.